Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here with round 5 of the Wrx Challenge. Those Subarus, Isle of Man TTs. Time attack cars, sorry, I don't know why I say time TT things. But yes, and we've had a cracking championship so far. It's a 12-week championship, so we're not even halfway there. And I'm really late, and dinner has arrived just at the beginning of broadcast, so if there's any quiet moments, it'll be because I'm namming down. Let's have a quick look at the table so far. We haven't got time to go through all the rules and stuff. They use the Scoobies. It's very fast. Racer Brown is leading the championship by 200 points. Matt Psycho is second with 196 points. Third is Anton Poika with 190 points. Homesick Alien is fourth on 181 points. Guesty is fifth, 65 points. Talleyrand sixth on 156 points. Then we have Bunny in 7th on 114 points. Skyjacker is 8th on 105 points. Barry Twins is 9th on 95 points. Turtle is 10th on 76 points. Electric is 11th on 74 points. 12th is Pat on 65 points. Jokers is 13th on 47 points. Jim is 14th on 38 points. UBD is 15th on 35 points. JTX is 16th on 32 points. And Rido is 17th on 19 points. Boom, boom. So this is the championship. What are we looking at the top there? It's Matt Psycho, Racer Brown, Anton Poika. I believe I saw in the Discord chat, Anton Poika is unable to attend this. This will be one of his dropped scores. I believe it is a one race, 60-minute race around Suzuka. 17 turns at 3.609 miles. And they can use the Racing Soft or Racing Medium tyres. They get 3 times the points bonus at the end of this race. 60 minutes endurance race here for these guys in the Subarus as they make their way around the outlap. We'll have a moment of silence. So Skyjacker's just come round to start his flying lap. Yum yum. I've nearly cleaned out the beans and the waffles. I've got the sausages left. Whew. That was some mighty eating going on there on that outlap. So Skyjacker starting his flying lap. Homesick Alien next on track, chasing down Skyjacker for his time. Electric, they're third on track in his Subaru. Those back ends look loose today here at Suzuka. Guesty, he's been doing okay. And whereabouts is he in the championship? Let me get that championship back up, eh? Guesty is 5th in the championship on 165 points. He's trailing Homesick Alien by 16 points. So he could get, with 3 times the points here, he could get a good haul on the Alien if he can get ahead of him. Talleyrand having his first taste of a win in the Wrx Challenge, last round out. And how is he going to fare here at Suzuka for round 5? Jim's having a so-so season. He seems to be getting himself in good positions, but sometimes strategy is catching him out. But he's on 38 points, chasing Jokers down. I haven't seen Jokers. Is he here? I haven't seen anyone, so I haven't been through anyone, have I? Yeah, wow, 9. There's Matt Psycho. Turtle, no, I haven't seen Jokers. Turtle running a special livery for World Cancer Day today. One of Pat's designs. there is Uncle B Darren in the Rizzler. So I'm not sure. Should Pat be here? No, Pat's not in this champion. Yeah, Pat is in this championship. So I don't know why Pat isn't out there. Homesick Alien, he seems to have got past Skyjacker. Did Skyjacker make a mistake on his flying lap? Seems like he may have done. And Homesick now goes through Casio around the final corner. We don't talk about Bruno. He's playing in the background, if that's not bad enough. Homesick Alien then a 2:02.3, but Electric goes faster with a 2:05. Next across the line is Skyjacker with a 2:12, so we'll see Skyjacker falling back. Chalaran takes pole position so far with a great 2 minutes of .002. Electric Jim goes third fastest. Oh, there's Pat. Pat is there. Sorry, Pat. And he's running the World Cancer livery as well. I think he usually runs the Rizzler one, isn't he not? But yes, Pat out there. He did a great time as well. 5th fastest. Well done, Pat. I didn't even see you first time round, but you've done a cracking job. There's Homesick Alien, 6th fastest. Skyjacker, 7th fastest. Guesty, 8th fastest on their first runs. Someone else has set a time. Barry Twins gone a little bit faster than Guesty. 3 seconds faster than Guesty, in fact. And Matt Psycho has put in a time of 6th. No, not 7th fastest even, 8th fastest. So Matt Psycho, only 8th fastest so far. So Matt Psycho on his run. That's another sausage down. They've got 1 sausage left, and then dinner is out of the way. So Matt Psycho, it's going 8 seconds faster. He's 9 seconds behind the Alien. Is it going to be enough to get him up there? Homesick Alien's gone faster. Homesick Alien's gone 2nd fastest so far. Skyjacker also going faster. He's gone 2nd fastest. So Matt Psycho's really got to pull a decent time out of the bag here. We saw he was up on this run. Jim going faster. I'm not sure what position Jim's in though. We'll have a look for him after Matt's run. He's going through Spoon and a little bit of a wiggle on the way out. Guesty's gone fastest of all. Guesty absolutely trouncing the field. Racer Brown also 2nd fastest. And Skyjacker now down to 3rd fastest. And there we see Matt Psycho 9 seconds up on his time from his first run. Where is this going to put him as he comes through Casio, being followed by Turtle. Barry Twins goes up to 9th, so Matt Psycho's dropped to 11th for now, but he's going towards the line, and he's only good enough for 10th. 9 seconds faster, only good enough for 10th. That is a shock to the system. Oh my lord, this is such a tight field. So let's have a look. There is Guesty, a 1:59.059, and someone's off the track there. That's Pat, I think. Yes, Pat coming back on. So Guesty, fastest of them all by nearly half a second. Racer Brown, a 59.5 in his Mountain Dew, a Subaru, but only good enough for 2nd fastest so far today. Skyjacker in the Monster Energy Drink livery, a 59.5. He's only hundredths I say, behind Racer Brown. 400ths he has to find in his run. Not this run, but it's very close. Maybe he'll find some more by the line through Casio. We'll hang around to see. It was a very tight time. You never know. He could find it through the chicane. Around the final corner, Homesick Alien posting another time, but only good enough for 4th. Electric 6th fastest, and no, Skyjacker does not find any more time through that final part of the track. So Homesick Alien 4th fastest so far. Talleyrand, he's gone faster again, and he's in 5th. He's a 0.1 second behind Homesick Alien and 4/10 ahead of Jim. Jim doing a great qualifying session at the moment. Just posted a time good enough for 6th place on the grid. 7th for Electric. Turtle is in 8th place. And 9th we have Barry Twins. Then 10th is Matt Cycle, which is a big surprise for us here in the comms box. I'm looking at my co-commentator. I don't know if you ever hear him. He doesn't say much. And he's looking bedazzled. He's looking confused. He doesn't understand it at all. So Pat's in 11th. Barry Twins has posted another time, put himself up into 8th place with Uncle B. Yet to post a time yet. UBD coming out the pits late. And he's still on his first flying lap. So Barry Twins, though, he's been shuffled down to 9th. Electric's gone faster as well. Oh, because Matt Psycho's posted a time. He's got himself up into 7th. He's in there now. He's in the fight. But still a long way off. Oh, God, I've touched the controller, sorry. Long way off. Those sharp end positions. We've got 5 minutes left of qualifying. Skyjacker's just gone pole. Just as I'm finishing off the sausage, Skyjacker has found a bit of time and he has now gone pole. Looking into the stream chat, Mama Sykes saying, "Evening everyone, have a good one guys." Hello Thingy, hope you are well. I am now. I've just had my dinner. It's lovely. I didn't want to slap my lips on the mic, so I saved you all from that by muting it. And yeah, I've managed to polish my dinner off from the beginning of qualifying to now. So good stuff. Skyjacker then on pole. What a feat. There we go. Guesty. Skyjacker as well. It's not confirmed, but could be the first champion of the 2022 calendar for the Virtual Racers Club. He had a great performance in the VGT recently. A great championship campaign, they say. And yeah, it looks like he's won it by a couple of points, judging by all accounts. So Skyjacker could be our first champion of 2022, and he's on pole with his next outing. The man means business. He's going to have to change that front one to Senna Jacker. That doesn't sound right. Guesty in 2nd place. Racer Brown. He's chasing this one. He's championship leader, remember, by 4 points against Matt Psycho, who Matt Psycho at the moment is not finding the pace here at Suzuka. So Racer Brown may not be looking like he's going to be winning this. Well, he never counts him out. Never count out our man Racer Brown. Homesick Alien chasing it down. Homesick Alien 4th in the championship, still within a shout. This is going to go all the way to round 12, I believe. Homesick Alien finding a bit more time on Racer Brown. Skyjacker setting even a faster time now. He's in the 58s. Is he the only one? He is the only one to get that Subaru into the 58s, and he is really, really taking to that car, isn't he? I mean, it is his 4th season in, and he's really getting the best out of that car around here at this Japanese circuit. Guesty in a fine 2nd spot though. Homesick Alien just elevating himself up to 3rd by a 100th of a second from Racer Brown. Racer Brown still going around. We've got 2 minutes left of qualifying. Plenty of qualifying time to go. Talleyrand just crossing the line, but he's not gone faster than his original 159.7. Puts him nearly half a second off of Racer Brown. Barry Twins has posted a time, and it's good for 10th. Matt Psycho going again faster, but he's still in that 8th place behind Turtle, behind Jim, and not taking anything away from Turtle and Jim or Talleyrand, but Matt Psycho, he's in a serious championship campaign with Racer Brown and Anton Poika. No Anton Poika today, which means he doesn't gain the points. This will be one of his dropped rounds. I believe they're dropping 2 rounds off the 12. They're 2 lowest scoring rounds. So this is exactly what the drop scores are for guys that can't make every single round. And then Matt Psycho, he's not going to get up the grid going that line, where Skyjacker at the moment absolutely on fire out there and doing a glorious job. Let's have a look at what the Master is seeing on his final run. Coming up towards the line, another 59.4. You can see a car off into the distance as he heads into this very fast first corner. He's got the DRS open wide, going deep in, heavy onto the brakes, 3rd gear. Fight the Subaru. Jim's gone faster. Jim's gone up to 5th place now. Jim absolutely on fire, 5th fastest so far in qualifying with only 20 seconds left. Those guys that are on their run, if they don't get to the line sharpish, that'll be their last run. There's an arrow just going across, no time posted. And someone coming out of the final corner, 5 seconds left. And it looks like they've just got across the line. Pat setting a very competitive time there at 2:01.1. We'll have a look as we're sat on board with Skyjacker on his final run. And he's up again. My word, he's already 2 tenths in pole, and he is pushing forward to extend that pole even further away from Guesty, Homesick Alien and Racer Brown's reach. Look at him glow. So Skyjacker, we've got Guesty there in 2nd. Is he anywhere near a sector? Oh, I don't feel I can hang around. Is the one just after under the bridge? We'll hang around for the bridge. See how he's doing. He's got to find himself good couple of tenths. He's hanging it out under the bridge on his final run, and he's 6 tenths down on his own time. He's got Matt Psycho just behind him as well. Oh, Matt Psycho's been in and changed tyres. He's on an outlap, so I don't think he's going to get a run here. It's 8th place for Matt Psycho today. Skyjacker then, pole. Guesty doesn't look like he's attacking pole. How is Homesick doing? Homesick's coming close to the end. Skyjacker will be the first to cross the line though. So Skyjacker, he was purples as we watch him around the final corner, and he posts another purple. Homesick Alien next to come. Can he better his time? Can he get ahead of Guesty? Can he get on the same level as Skyjacker? No, and I don't know who that was crossing the line. Electric's gone faster up into a 7th spot. Super job. Jim's gone faster up into 3rd. Jim's in 3rd place. Jim, what an absolutely amazing qualifying session for Jim, up into the 2nd row of the grid for Jim. Amazing stuff. Homesick Alien good for 4th. Racer Brown crosses the line. He does not go any faster, so Racer Brown starts 5th. Talleyrand 6th. He's on his final run, but it's a long, the time's already gone from him. So 6th for Talleyrand. He's getting no better. Electric at the end there, grabbing 7th from Turtle into 8th. Barry Twins crossing the line. No, Matt Psycho in 9th. He's ahead of Barry Twins, I apologise. So Matt Psycho 9th and no better. Barry Twins in 10th. 11th for Pat. And UBD, I'm not sure if he posted the time. So Pat in 11th, UBD in 12th. That's the qualifying over. Skyjacker gets pole. Jim gets 3rd. Is that outshining Skyjacker? Could be. So, having a look in the chat, Mama Homesick saying, evening thingy, all okay with you? It's all good for me. Turtle giving me a wave. Skyjacker saying, Jim and Homesick, exact same time. I didn't even notice. Let's have a look. Yeah, they did. 59.278 from the 2 of them. I don't know how the game divvied that up, because I think Homesick set the time first. And in F1, it's the first to set the time. But Jim goes 3rd fastest, so maybe it was even quicker than Homesick's, who knows. But we're waiting for the lights here at Suzuka Fair. Oh, Guesty looked like lightning on that light star. Guesty jumps ahead. He did. He looked absolutely on it when the lights went green. And Skyjacker, oh no, Skyjacker out wide, he's lost the back end of the car, he's out! Oh my lord, already! Guesty then, he's up there in the lead, Homesick Alien up into second place, Racer Brown third, Jim in fourth, Talleyrand there in fifth place, Turtle in sixth, Matt Psycho promotes up to seventh, Electric in eighth, Barry Twins in ninth, Pat in 10th, 11th for Uncle B Darren and Skyjacker in 12th, and all Skyjacker can hope for is there is a massive crash within the field before the end of the first lap, and there's a red flag called. But at the moment, Guesty, what a lightning start, and I don't think Skyjacker liked that very much. I think he stuck his car in there around the outside on cold tyres, and the curb helped him just swing that back end around, and he lost not only the lead but 11 positions, and Guesty leading the way from Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien, I'm pretty sure, won Suzuka last season in his Wrxc Subaru, and he'll be looking to repeat the same here today at Suzuka. Racer Brown, though, hot on the heels of the Alien. They pulled a little bit away from Jim, who started in third, just ahead of Talleyrand. Talleyrand in fifth, in an absolute smashing spot there in sixth place, with Matt Psycho in seventh. He wants points on Racer Brown today. And Racer Brown down in third, but Matt Psycho in seventh, Electric in eighth, Barry Twins in ninth. There is a 10th for Pat. And Pat and Electric, Barry Twins all in a little battle as they come up to 130R. This is a very scary corner to be close to each other. They're all out wide, they're all out wide. They're all out wide. A UBD just cruising by all of them. Well, two of them didn't quite catch Barry Twins up, but UBD gaining a couple of positions there with Electric and Pat running wide. And there he goes, getting the spot off of Barry Twins as well, possibly. And UBD up 3 positions, all in one corner. Cracking stuff there as he late breaks it into the first corner against Barry Twins. And yes, UBD up in down into 9th, but don't forget UBD very heavy on his tyres. He can really wreck a good set of tyres pretty quick. So Barry Twins, all he has to do is sit on the tail of UBD for now, which he is doing a beautiful job sitting there on that UBD's tail, checking out the pink Rizla liveried Subaru ahead, just ahead of UBD. You can see Matt Psycho in 7th. I can't remember who he's chasing down. Oh, it's Turtle, isn't it? In 6th. So all the cars still there, a long race ahead of us, 60 minutes. And I guess the fastest lap so far in this race as Barry Twins looks for a way past UBD, heavy braking into the hairpin. UBD sliding out wide a little bit, giving Barry Twins half an opportunity. But I think UBD back on the accelerator early enough to see off Barry Twins from that position. Guesty then pulling away on Racer Brown's got himself ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien down in 3rd place. And my word, I don't think we'll catch it. Yeah, it's already happened, I apologise. So we get about 18 seconds opportunity, and that happened 18 seconds or longer than 18 seconds ago. So Racer Brown up into 2nd place ahead of Homesick Alien. Talleyrand in 4th, Homesick Alien out wide. Homesick Alien is out wide. That closes up Talleyrand as they get to Casio. And Talleyrand, remember, a win from last round, and that means he is dangerous. He's getting on top of this car. Jim down into 5th place. Matt Psycho up into 6th. He's got himself ahead of Turtle, the Dutch driver, falling down into 7th. Barry Twins back ahead of UBD. I thought UBD had made that pass, but Barry Twins now managing to get back ahead of the pink Rizla Scooby. But no, there goes UBD up the inside of Barry. Oh, someone's had a spin. It's Jim. Oh, Jim. What happened to you? So Jim, there he goes. He's getting going again. Skyjacker's already up to 9th place. And there is Jim in a strong 5th place, coming down to that first corner. He's on the brakes, but I just don't think he's on the brakes enough. He's released them to try and go for the long way round. It's all looking good so far, and then he just gets a bit snazzled up on those curbs. It can happen to anyone. And my word, it's not what Jim needed. He was having a strong showing as well. But it happened to Skyjacker first lap, and he's already up into 9th place, tucked up behind Barry Twins, who's been fighting with UBD. So you've just got to stick with it, get some good lap times in, and I am sure Jim will be back into the fray of it all. Electric there in 10th, Pat in 11th, and now Jim in 12th, only 6 seconds behind Pat. It's still doable. It's just harder work for yourself is all. It's a different kind of hard work in the racing world. So Guesty nearly 1.8 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown, similar lap times. Oh no, he's done a 2:05. Racer Brown a 2:01. Tyres exactly the same, racing softs. Talleyrand's on the racing softs. Talleyrand ahead of Homesick Alien. We saw Homesick Alien running wide earlier on, and Talleyrand closing up on him in this very same point of the track. And now Talleyrand has found a way past Homesick Alien. Is Homesick Alien doing some sort of fuel saving? He's similar fuels to Talleyrand at this point in the race. But yeah, Homesick Alien, who was looking very strong in a 2nd place earlier on, has slipped down into 4th spot now. And Matt Psycho up into 5th. So Matt Psycho really making hay in this race and turning it around from not a great qualifier to not a bad race. But Homesick Alien there in 4th spot, hounding the boss in his Repsol Subaru. He did a 2:02.7 last time around. Matt Psycho 2:02.5, 2/10 faster than the Alien, but he's maybe there's a lot of fuel saving going on around here. Turtle dropping to 6th. UBD is now dealing with Skyjacker. Skyjacker has dealt with Barry Twins. He's got by him and he's passed. Skyjacker's past UBD now. UBD, Skyjacker just flying through. He's pulling a Hamilton. He's won a championship, and look at him fly. He's going through the field. He's doing a Hamilton at Brazil, making up for that earlier spin. And what an absolute corking job he's doing at the moment. Up to 7th, halfway through the field. Nearly. One more position, he'll be halfway through the field. And watch out, Turtle, is all I can say. So Skyjacker making his way through. Turtle in a solid 6th. He's doing okay times, but he'll be well aware now that he's got a Skyjacker chasing him down as he tries to chase Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho seeing a battle ahead of him between Homesick Alien and Talleyrand, and that will make him feel better. Get on board with Homesick Alien as we head up towards Talleyrand, going through 130R, and that's where I think Homesick Alien had his run wide, which gave Talleyrand the opportunity to close up to the back of him. And now Homesick Alien has to hound Talleyrand. We're not even thinking of pit stops at this point in the race. It's a 60-minute race. We're only 8 minutes through, and fuel's looking good, tyres are looking good, everything's looking good out there for these drivers at the moment. And they're just battling for position. Guesty having an absolute blinding start. That start, the reaction time from Guesty off of the line was unbelievable. Got ahead of Skyjacker before they even got to the first corner. Skyjacker out on the outside trying to stay with Guesty onto the curbs, and the rear end comes round. Skyjacker goes to the back of the pack. Unbelievable stuff, and Guesty has led ever since. Racer Brown, about 4th place, had to get past Homesick Alien and Talleyrand, I believe, to get up into 2nd spot, and he's setting chase to Guesty, but he's not on the same pace as Guesty at this point in the race. Then Talleyrand we saw making his way through the pack, and now up into 3rd spot with Homesick Alien chasing him down. Matt Psycho's had a great run so far in this race, up into 5th place with the Sick Children's Fund liveried Subaru. He's just ahead of Skyjacker, who's making a great comeback, up to 6th, already ahead of Turtle. I did warn Turtle he was coming. I don't know if he heard, but Turtle down in 7th now with UBD in 8th. UBD saw him have a great lap earlier where he made up 3 positions from Electric, Pat, and Electric and Pat in it now. Pat battling with Electric for that 9th spot, and they've got Jim chasing them down, and And Barry Twins somehow going to the back. I missed that somehow, but Barry Twins did an awful lap, that last lap, with a 2:24, nearly 20 seconds slower. Puts him behind Jim. Jim's catching up. Electric, who looks like he's just slipped behind Pat. Pat just pulled one on. Electric getting ahead of Electric up into 9th spot. So, but he's all over the Casio chicane, as is Electric. Jim will be happy to see that. Jim can close in even more. And Pat's out wide. Pat's out wide in the final corner. Oh my word. And there goes Jim up into 10th spot. And poor Pat had an absolute hammer of a lap, got past Electric, moved himself up into 9th, and by the end of the lap he's lost 2 positions. But he's still got a good 16 seconds on Barry Twins, and every position counts. Guesty, meanwhile, this one looking good. Look at him, another fastest lap. He's on half a tank of fuel. We're 10 minutes into this race. Means he'll be on for a 2-stopper. If he can get a tank to last about 20 minutes. And I don't think there's any mandatory tyre. I think the medium's there for people who may have wanted to try on one stop. But I don't think it's something they have to use. Mama Sykes in the chat saying, come on, Matt. Yes, come on, Matt. You can do this, dude. 5th place. You've got Homesick Alien and Talleyrand just up the road from you. Guesty at the moment, absolutely on fire, but different strategy. Well, Racer Brown, he's on half a tank of fuel as well. He's just not getting the pace out of his Scooby as Guesty is today, but he's only 2.5 seconds behind. That can all change in the blink of an eye. Talleyrand in 3rd, 3.5 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien, whom is 4th, then 3.5 seconds behind those guys, just over, is Matt Psycho, but Skyjacker, a 201.1 last time around from him. Matt Psycho doing a 201.3, 2/10 slower than a Skyjacker, but Skyjacker looming large in the distance of a Matt Psycho. If ever that was enough to give you a hurry up, it's seeing Skyjacker in your rear view mirrors, because you do not want him all over the back of you. Turtle in 7th. He's got himself a good 2.5 second buffer on UBD. Turtle crossing the line for that lap, doing a 202.9. UBD doing a 203.4. So Turtle a little bit more of a gap from UBD, but UBD always a threat. Always a threat. So Turtle can't get too comfortable. He's got to keep that pace up, because UBD, he'll be on him in a second. Now, oh, look, Electric's dropped back now. Electric having an up and down race. Jim's up to 9th already, with Pat in 10th. He's got back ahead of Electric. Electric down to 11th. He must have made a mistake this lap, because his lap times were all right before that. Barry Twins only 14 seconds. He's gained 2 seconds on Electric in this lap. My word, still a very long way to go in this race. And oh my lord, Racer Brown's really caught up Guesty. Guesty must have made a huge mistake. He did a 201.0 last time around, and Racer Brown a 2:04, so Racer Brown nearly a second faster than Guesty, but he was further than that behind, so I'm guessing Guesty has made some sort of mistake, and that's let Racer Brown close right up for the lead of this race. 3.5 seconds distance to Talleyrand, but if Guesty and Racer Brown are going to start getting into some juicy action, that'll help Homesick Alien and Talleyrand close right up. And it's just Racer Brown. Is he going to be definitive? Can he get the pass done pretty quick? He's obviously got a bit more pace in his Subaru than Guesty has at the moment in this point in the race, but Guesty, can he keep Racer Brown in his box? And through Casio, absolutely he can. He's pulled away from Racer Brown, and that is what he's needed. Guesty then a 202.8, which is quite slow for him, against a 201.3 from Racer Brown. Racer Brown on the attack again into the first corner. He's grabbing hold of that toe where he can on Guesty. He's right on Guesty's tail again. Or maybe he might deploy a bit of bump drafting to try and pull even further away from Talleyrand and Homesick Alien. That's interesting. It did look like he gave Guesty a little nudge just before the braking zone of that first corner. So maybe Racer Brown, I do believe him and Guesty are birds. We're all birds, but I think they're buds. Wow, that seemed rather easy for Racer Brown. Not taking any away from Guesty there, but I think he ran a little wide, had to have a lift, and Racer Brown is through. Racer Brown is through and in the lead of this race. And Guesty seeming to lose quite a bit of pace in his car at this point in the race, and he's got to be careful. Talleyrand is on it, a 201.0 last time around. Guesty's in the 202s. I don't know if he's trying to fuel save. 15 minutes, half a tank of fuel. If he wants to one stop, possibly. He wants that fuel to last. Racer Brown, similar fuel. Well, yeah, similar fuel to Guesty. I don't know. I don't know if Guesty just made a mistake there, or if he just didn't want to race Racer Brown because he's on a different strategy, or what. So Talleyrand up into third. Homesick Alien, he's not up into third, he is third. 3 seconds behind Guesty. Homesick Alien, he's dropping away from Talleyrand, so maybe he's doing very well with fuel. So maybe Homesick Alien thinking of the one-stop strategy here and not pushing too hard. Matt Psycho, he's 3.7 seconds. And they've all got a similar fuel load. It doesn't seem to me enough to make a one-stop work. But I don't know. Who's to know? Skyjacker up into 6th. Turtle 7th. UBD not quite catching Turtle up. If anything, he's dropped back from Turtle. Did a 205 his last time around. Turtle doing a 203, pulling 2 seconds out on UBD. And that helps Jim. Jim closing up the gap. A 202 on a UBD. Jim's next victim, we can call him. Pat stayed with Jim though. Pat has kept a good pace going on, a 202. 2 laps in the 202s. He hadn't managed that yet. So following Jim, I think, is helping Pat a lot. Electric in 11th. He's lost track of those guys. He's done a 204 and a 205. He's not quite getting into those 202s that they need to be in. There's Barry Twins again in the 202s. Well, he was catching Electric up. He was 14 seconds behind, but it looks to be like he slipped back to 16 hours because he's just done a 208. Poor old Barry Twins on an absolute push. Could catch up Electric in this race, doing those 202s, but he's thrown a big bunch of time away there. Racer Brown, meanwhile, 1.5 seconds ahead of Guesty. Guesty now pulling away from Talleyrand. Interesting. So Guesty is back on the pace again. And he's pulled away from Talleyrand. Talleyrand pulling away from Homesick Alien. And I think there's a lot of car management going on. Nearly 18 minutes into this race. We're getting near to that 2-stop strategy window. Around about 20 minutes, you'd see those 2 stoppers coming in. Whereas the 1-stoppers will try and hang it out until the 30-minute mark. So it could be 2 more minutes of racing for those. Excuse me, choking on my coffee. Oh, let me. 1 second. That's better. Sorry about that. Coughing in your ear roll. So yeah, Matt Psycho, 202.5 last time around from him. I don't think 201.2 from Skyjacker. It's not that far different from fuel loads. Skyjacker just faster. Just the pace of Skyjacker in this race is, well, he did get poled, didn't he? I mean, he is fast around here. He's spun out on the first lap. He's up to 6th place and he's catching Matt Psycho up. He's within 8/10 of him. Homesick Alien, a 201.6 last time around from him. He's dropped to over 2 seconds behind Talleyrand. Talleyrand's dropped to 4 seconds behind Guesty. And I honestly don't know what's happening to the pace out there. Racer Brown maintaining that lead, the championship leader. This is great for him. His closest victim is in 5th place in the championship. Anton Poiker's not even here to score points. Homesick Alien sitting in 4th behind Talleyrand. So all his closest competitors are not scoring very well for Racer Brown. Skyjacker and Matt Psycho, that battle getting ever closer. On board with Skyjacker as we chase down Matt Psycho. These Subarus, you can see how twitchy they are in the corners. See it sliding off of the curb there for Matt Psycho, trying to wrestle it under control, flooring it up the hill towards 130R. Do they go flat? Let's have a look. No, there's a lift, a major lift from Skyjacker and a knockdown of a gear. That's how powerful these cars are. So heavy braking into Casio, and now a Skyjacker in touching distance of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho going into the pits. There we go, 20-minute mark, dead on, two-stopper. Matt Psycho into the pits. Didn't want to get involved with that one. A very wise move there. Homesick Alien and Talleyrand all joining them into the pits. So Racer Brown stayed out. So has Guesty. Now we've seen racers. I did the Rivals race earlier. I can't even remember what track it was. Dragon's Trail. And we saw those earlier pit stoppers getting a great advantage on the ones that stayed out. So there could be a good strong undercut here. We'll have to wait and see. Turtle, he didn't pit. He's gone up to 4th. Jim up to 5th without pitting. Pat yet to pit. He's moved up to 6th. There's Talleyrand. He's out the pits first of all. Now, he would have gone in. He was in 3rd place. So Talleyrand out the pits in 7th on the Racing Soft. He's put in just over 3/4 of a tank. Homesick Alien just over 3/4 of a tank on the Racing Softs, chasing down Talleyrand a lot closer than he was before the pit stops. Matt Psycho, he's 5 seconds adrift. He's put in 3/4 of a tank, and he's put on the Racing Soft tyres, but he seems to have lost time from Homesick. Electric has not pitted. He's in 10th place on those Racing Softs. UBD, he did pit. He's out on the Racing Softs. It says he's 22 seconds behind Electric, but Electric will have to pit soon. Barry Twins just coming out of the pits there on the Racing Softs, and some 23 seconds behind UBD. You better hope there is a good strong undercut here so he can catch some guys up. Racer Brown, meanwhile, his fuel is flashing, but he's going. Oh, he's coming around the final corner. He's. Oh, where's the pit entrance? It's there, isn't it? He does come in. He does. He's dropping into the pits. Will Guesty follow him? Guesty's got a little fuel, but he's followed Racer Brown in. What will Skyjacker do? 3rd place. He's got enough fuel for another lap. He's gone into Casio. Will he pop in? His fuel's just started flashing now. Will he pop in? No, he's going to go out. He's going to go out. He had a second thought about it. He poked his nose there to have a look. He had a little wiggle before the pit lane. He's changed his mind. He stayed out there. He stayed out there. This is going to be interesting now. Here's the undercut work. Talleyrand, the first to pit. He's coming up to the Casio chicane. We haven't seen anyone going back on the pitch yet. Guesty's still stationary. Jim's stationary. Turtle's stationary. Racer Brown's still stationary. So Racer Brown's just started moving. Racer Brown started moving. Racer Brown's in 2nd. Now Guesty's come out. Where's Talleyrand? Talleyrand's coming down the start straight, but they've kept their positions. 2nd place for Racer Brown. Guesty in 3rd. So Talleyrand is a lot closer, I'd say. 1.4 seconds behind Guesty. Guesty 2.6 seconds behind Racer Brown. Skyjacker's still out there, carrying on. His fuel is flashing. He's going to have to pit at the end of this lap. Talleyrand 4th. There's Homesick Alien in 5th. Matt Psycho in 6th place. And this is where Skyjacker's racing. Matt Psycho, Homesick Alien. That's where he wants to be coming out of the pits. Electric up into 7th, but he's yet to pit. Turtle's pitted. So has Jim. They've come out onto the pit in 8th and 9th. Jim was ahead of Turtle before the pits, wasn't he? So I don't know what's happened there. Turtle getting ahead of Jim. Them guys have topped right up. There's no way it's a one-stop, boys. There's Pat. I think we just saw UBD disappearing. DNF, there he goes. He's left the room. I don't know, internet or just a bad race day. But they do ask if it is a bad race day just to sit in the pits, not to disturb anyone, because sometimes the lobby can spack out a little bit if someone quits. So a Skyjacker making his way round. That fuel does look rather tight, but he's virtually at the end of the lap now. Racer Brown out there on a fresh set of softs, just over 3/4 of a tank of fuel. He is holding the fastest lap of this race so far. Guesty not too far behind. Then we've got Talleyrand, a Homesick Alien closing up to Talleyrand quite a lot on these brand new Racing Soft tyres. Skyjacker into the pits. He wants to be coming out around Matt Psycho and Homesick Alien time after his pits. Matt Psycho though, 5 seconds adrift of Homesick Alien. There goes Racer Brown retaking the lead of this race. after taking it away from Guesty. And Talleyrand then goes back into third spot. Homesick in fourth. Matt Psycho in fifth. Skyjacker's still not moving. There goes Matt Psycho. It's Matt Psycho who's racing before the pit stops. Matt Psycho moves up into fifth. Skyjacker coming out of the pits behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho getting about a 2.5 second jump on Skyjacker on those fresher tyres. But Skyjackers are brand spanking new now. And Skyjacker has a mission in mind. And I think it's podium. He wants a podium today after that pole, for sure. And he's driving like a maniac. I can see that car hanging out in every corner. Calm down, Skyjacker. So Racer Brown leads, Guesty in second, Talleyrand in third, Homesick Alien. We saw him closing up to Talleyrand, but he seems to be backing off a bit now. Matt Psycho in fifth. He was over 5 seconds behind Homesick Alien. He's closing up. Well, it's back to 5. But he's going faster, so Homesick Alien will have to keep up that pace. Skyjacker coming out of the pits in 6th place. And he can see Matt Psycho in the distance. He's got something to aim at. Electric still not pitting. Has he still not pitted? That's unbelievable stuff from Electric. He's in 7th at the moment, 18 seconds ahead of Jim. He's still 4 minutes away from that halfway mark in this race. But he's still got good fuel on board. So Electric, interesting strategy there. Jim is just ahead of Turtle. You saw Turtle coming out of the pits ahead of Jim. So Jim's taken that position away from Turtle. And great stuff from Jim. Great race so far he's pulled, except for that one mistake. Turtle in 9th. Then we've got Pat in 10th, just clinging on in there. He's up to pace now, though, after following Jim for a lap or two. And he's only 3.4 seconds away from Turtle. And then we have Barry Twins after losing UBD. Barry Twins 17 seconds adrift of Pat at this point in the race. It's a long way. Racer Brown 3.5 seconds ahead of Guesty. Guesty 2.5 seconds ahead of Talleyrand, and that is your top 3 so far. Homesick Alien teetering around that second Talleyrand, and if he can get into the toe, he could cause some danger. We're in the 27.5 minute mark of this 60-minute race. Just under 32.5 minutes left to go. They've all pitted apart from Electric. Electric trying to go halfway. With that, he's got 15 seconds. Jim's getting ever closer in every lap, nearly pulling 2-3 seconds a lap out of Electric. Electric's fuel's flashing now as we're getting to 28 minutes. Going to take him about a minute or so to get to the pits, so it's very close on a one-stopper there for Electric. He's done very well with those tyres, and we'll just have to see when it all shakes out, when everyone's making their second pit stops. Can Electric get to the end of this race with a one-stop strategy? At the moment it's not looking too bad. It's got him up in 7th. He was down racing with Pat in 10th place, 10th and 11th, and after Jim and Turtle and that guys have pitted. If he can end up ahead of them before the checkered flag, then the strategy has worked out well for him. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Racer Brown, meanwhile, 5 seconds ahead of Guesty now. My word, he's putting some extreme laps in. Is a Racer Brown. He's doing some extreme sim racing out there. 2-minute 0.8. It's good though. Guesty managing a 2:03.0. See, Guesty had a very bad lap there, and that's helped Talleyrand close up to 1.2 seconds of him. He's got a Homesick Alien in the tow by now. He's within 8 tenths, although he didn't close up on Talleyrand in that straight. We did. He's only 4 tenths behind now. This is getting a juicy battle. Matt Psycho and Skyjacker are in it. Skyjacker's caught up Matt Psycho now, and Matt Psycho having to deal with Skyjacker on his tail as they make their way through the Senna S's. Or Senna S. Skyjacker very much stuck to the back of Matt Psycho in that 5th place. 5th and 6th battling it over as the top 2nd, 3rd and 4th all trying to battle it out as well It's hardware to watch. We're watching Skyjacker from the rear of Matt Psycho's car at this point in the race. And it seems Matt Psycho has got what it takes to stay ahead of that monster liveried Scooby behind him. Is he going to run wide here? And no, Skyjacker trying to find anything to get back ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho making that Scooby as wide as possible. Let's have a look at the battle here between Guesty, Talleyrand. And Homesick's dropped away a little bit. Talleyrand is the man who is pushing on. He got a win last round he got a great win, and he's going for another one. Looks like a before and after their cars. Talleyrand's before and Guesty's is after you shook it up a little bit. So Talleyrand chasing down Guesty in that second place. Guesty having a rough lap last time with a 203. A 202 this lap. He's definitely struggling with something. He's got fresh tyres on. Racer Brown running away with it. Another 2-minute. So he's 6 seconds ahead. How's Skyjacker? He's ahead of Matt Psycho. I apologise. I do apologise. We'll see. He's already ahead after 130R into Casio. So Skyjacker making the moves there. He's up into 5th place. And he's already pulled out a second on Matt Psycho. And so Electric finally into the pits. It is halfway. He's managed it. And now we'll just have to see how that plays out for him in the second part of this race. But Electric getting halfway on those tyres. Jim now up into 7th. Great recovery from that earlier tragedy that he suffered. And now he's up into 7th, chasing Matt Psycho down. Probably a bit of a big job getting Matt Psycho 26 seconds ahead at this point. Turtle up into 8th, but he's struggling on the outside of the track there, losing time to Jim. Pat is up into 9th. Barry Twins has really cut that time down to Pat, as Pat had a big issue. He's had a 211 and a 207, so Pat really inconsistent in his Subaru. Over the last 2 laps, he's thrown a hell of a lot of time away from Barry Twins, but Barry Twins has found Electric come out of the pits just in front of him. So Barry Twins not all on his own anymore. He's catching Pat up, and now he's got a tow buddy. And if he can just stay in Electric's tow and let Electric drag him all the way back to Pat again. 9 seconds up the road. Racer Brown, meanwhile, 7 seconds up the road from Guesty. Guesty sideways, going through 130R and Talleyrand within a second of Guesty. This is so tight. Homesick Alien seems to be sitting back from that battle at the moment. Maybe deciding to take this time to save a bit of fuel. Let these two burn their fuel out, chasing each other and racing. Homesick Alien sitting back, fuel saving, thinking, yeah, well, we'll see. He's done a 201.5. Guesty a 2-minute.3, so Guesty back on the pace again. Talleyrand a 2-minute.8, so Homesick definitely a second off the pace of the guys ahead of him. Skyjacker trying to get away from Matt Psycho now in that 5th place, setting 201s. And they're coming up to their second pit stop soon. Matt Psycho, absolute tyres look brand new, don't they? Don't think he can go to the end though. So 6th place for Matt Psycho as he chases down Skyjacker. Jim up into 7th. A great recovery drive. Turtle in 8th. Ahead of Pat in 9th. Barry Twins going for a move on Electric. I said he could just sit behind him, but he hasn't got the patience. He's going for it. So Barry Twins, he has got good pace today though. It's just that the 1 or 2 laps that he's had, like on lap 14, another 206. He did a 208 on lap 8, so it's just those odd laps that really cost him. He's got good pace today. A 203 that lap around, but Electric might be already fuel saving. Right from the beginning of his stint, he's probably fuel saving with that one stop in mind. And oh no, Electric's lost the back end, had a huge one in the Pirelli sponsored Scooby. And that, oh my lord, just a second of lack of concentration, just goes out wide, and then you lose the back end. And now he's 8 seconds behind Barry Twins, and that one-stop strategy is looking more increasingly difficult from that position. Racer Brown just posting the fastest lap of the race so far, a 1:59.923. And well, no, scrub that. It's a 1:59.804 now. Wrxc Brown really finding his strides. Guesty in a solid second. He's pulled away from Talleyrand. Talleyrand, has he pitted? Has he pitted? No, he has not. He's had a bad lap somewhere. A 2:06.2, and that's given Homesick third place. Thank you, sir. Homesick Alien in that battle. And Talleyrand is in a bit of a battle with Guesty in the championship. Guesty in 5th on 165 points. Talleyrand in 6th on 156 points. And this would have been a great opportunity for Talleyrand to try and get ahead of Guesty. But Guesty getting that second place is going to give him a great shove up the championship table, I'm sure. Or close him up to the guys above him. Wrxc Brown, meanwhile, absolutely flexing out there. 8-second lead with 24 minutes to go. We're waiting for their second round of pit stops. Which we assume will be coming pretty soon. Homesick Alien has got himself up into third with Talleyrand now closing in back in behind Skyjacker. Skyjacker's only 2 seconds behind this battle, but Skyjacker's fuel is flashing. He's definitely going to be in for that second stop pretty soon. It's a bit early, isn't it? They've been going about 20 minutes. Maybe he short-filled it quite a lot on his stop. Matt Psycho, still plenty of fuel, a quarter of a tank still left in there. And Talleyrand, he's still got just under quarter of a tank. Homesick Alien just under quarter of a tank. But Skyjacker very light on fuel. Must have short-filled in that stop. Got himself ahead of Matt Psycho though, didn't it? Turtle in 8th place. What's he racing for then? He's 11 seconds ahead of Pat and 12 seconds behind Jim. He was very close to Jim. And I think Jim's just done some absolutely classic laps. Look at them. 4 2:01s all in a row. Super consistent from Jim with Turtle with that 2:07, a 2:03. So Turtle, it's all about consistency, boys. It's doing that same lap time one after another. There's Pat. He's back in the 2:02s, but he's 10 seconds adrift of Turtle now. 9 seconds ahead of Barry Twins. Barry Twins is pulled away from Electric after we saw Electric making that mistake in the first corner. Electric on a different strategy to everyone else. He's going for that one stopper, but he's lost a big chunk of time with that early spin in this stint. Skyjacker then into the pits, one of the last to pit in the first stint. He's the first in this stint. Jim goes through and up into a 6th place with Turtle now in 8th. Skyjacker back out. He's lost 1 position from that pit stop. He's topped right up to the top of the tank. He's put some lovely fresh racing soft tyres on there. He's 6 seconds behind Jim, 31 seconds behind Matt Psycho, and he's 53.5 seconds behind Wrxc Brown. Wrxc Brown on a quarter of a tank of fuel. Those tyres look barely used. He's just done a 2:01. He's 8 seconds ahead of Guesty. Guesty has been consistent in the 2 minutes mark for the last 3 laps. He's 5 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien, who's in 3rd place. Homesick Alien around the 2:01. He has dropped into the 2:02s on lap 17, but that might have been when him and Talleyrand either raced each other or he avoided Talleyrand, because Talleyrand lost a big chunk. He was catching up with Guesty. So Talleyrand down in a 4th spot, 5 seconds adrift of the Alien, 3 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho probably aware of Skyjacker pitting, knowing that he's got to put some killer lap times in now. So, because that's what Skyjacker's going to have to do as well after his out lap with those fresh tyres. Jim there, Talleyrand's gone in, Talleyrand's pitted now. Talleyrand's made his pit stop, Matt Psycho's carried on. So they're all pitting at different times. We're not quite at 40 minutes in the race yet. Wrxc Brown still carrying on with Guesty. Guesty's on a bit more fuel than Wrxc Brown. Homesick Alien needs to pit on the next lap, so we'll see Homesick Alien in because his fuel tank definitely needs it. Talleyrand then, where's Skyjacker? Well, there's Jim. Jim's not looking to make a pit stop yet. Can he get ahead of Talleyrand? Talleyrand's still stationary. So there goes Jim. flying by the pit exit. So Jim up into 5th now. Talleyrand comes back into play on the track, and Skyjacker is only 1.3 seconds behind Talleyrand. So that's worked out lovely for Skyjacker, that strategy. Talleyrand not quite filling the car up. We saw Skyjacker did, so he's got fuel to burn for the final part of this race, but Talleyrand's tyres are 1 lap newer than Skyjacker's, or they will be when it matters. 8.5 seconds now. Racer Brown leads this race. We said Homesick Alien's definitely going to come into the pits. He's in Spoon at the moment. He's away from that pit lane. Matt Psycho looking, his fuel's just started flashing. Guesty and Racer Brown still doing absolutely marvellous on their fuel. But Matt Psycho, he'll be pitting either this lap or the next. Jim still looking good on fuel. And Jim might still get a good haul of points this race. In the chat, we've got Mama Syke, saying, come on there, Matt. And Mama Homesick saying, come on, son. So, everything to race for. Racer Brown's out there, winning it at the moment. Winning. And the Homesick Alien, as we predicted, has come in to the pits. And Matt Psycho's followed him in as well. And Jim will most likely stay out. He's got Talleyrand not far behind. Skyjacker, 1.5 seconds. And this pit stop is crucial for Homesick Alien. They've got the wheels on. Now they're going to have to put the fuel in. Matt Psycho's only just getting to his pit mark. Jim is through Casio onto the final corner. Jim yet to pit, though. And it's Talleyrand and Skyjacker. They're the danger brothers for Homesick. And Homesick's now on the move. Homesick should be out on track in 3rd. There's Jim. Jim's just reaching the same destination. Jim's gone out wide, maybe distracted by the alien. Distracted by the alien to his right. Didn't want to get involved. And now Talleyrand moves up into 4th place with Skyjacker up into 5th. And this is a definite race. Jim there, very close. And there's Matt Psycho out of the pits. And he's 1.5 seconds behind Jim. He's caught Jim up very quick. I don't think he expected Jim to be going slow through there. Oh, poor Jim. I think Jim was trying to be helpful, but Matt Psycho cracked him in the end. And, oh, my Lord. Was it? No. Yeah. So Matt Psycho's through, though. 3.8 seconds behind Skyjacker. Skyjacker, 1.4 seconds behind Talleyrand. Talleyrand, 3 seconds behind Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien, he's wide out there on his outlap, getting used to his new tyres. He's only put 3/4 of a tank in. Talleyrand, he's on 3/4 of a tank. Skyjacker on 3/4 of a tank. It must be 3/4 of a tank. They need to get to the end of this race. Oh, my word. Racer Brown comes into the pits for his pit stop. Guesty, he's coming through Casio, and I'm sure he's going to dip into the pits as well. So Casio Guesty into the pits. Homesick Alien, he's half a world away from the finish line. So I'm sure Guesty and Racer Brown are going to be out in enough time, but Talleyrand and Skyjacker, that's a very close battle we've got for that final podium position. Matt Psycho's in that battle as well, but he's just a little bit too far away. He needs to get more into it. Poor Jim, he's going to be pitting at the end of this lap oh my words, I don't know what happened to him. And there we go, Racer Brown's back out again in the lead by 10 seconds. Guesty only just moving out of the pit lane. And they are some distance ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien 7, 9, 8 seconds, 7, 6. It can't make its mind up. 6 seconds. 6 seconds behind Guesty then. Guesty is some 9 seconds behind Talleyrand, Racer Brown. Jim's gone into the pits. Poor Jim. Talleyrand there in 4th, chasing down Homesick, but Skyjacker closing right up. And if Talleyrand and Skyjacker get into a bit of a battle here, that will definitely help Mr. Psycho. Turtle in 7th. Now they're all shuffling in the pits. Electric on his one stop. This is where it wants to make up. He's only just getting into Casio, though. Like I said, he had that spin. He's been doing good lap times since. Is it enough for him to gain places whilst these guys are in the pits? Barry Twins not even yet at his pit stop. Jim's back out on track. He's ahead of Electric, so it's not worked against Jim or Turtle. That's where Electric was before, in 7th spot. Like I said, he's had that off. He's got himself ahead of Pat, who's come out in 10th. And Barry Twins are yet to make his stop yet. Now he's made his stop and he's back out. And Barry Twins some 9 seconds behind Pat. Pat 8 seconds behind Electric. Electric 7 seconds behind Jim in 8th. Jim's 22 seconds behind Turtle. Has Turtle stopped? No, Turtle still yet to stop in this race. He's 15 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Whoo-wee. So just under 15 minutes left of racing here. We've had 45 minutes of absolute cracking racing here for the Wrx Challenge. And Racer Brown leads on lap 23. He's 9.5 seconds just over ahead of Guesty, who's 6 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Now, does Homesick Alien have anything to gain time on a Guesty? He's got Talleyrand chasing him down, and Talleyrand has got a Skyjacker virtually part of his car. He wants to be part of his bumper. You can even tell when he's using his DRS, can Skyjacker, as he closes up to the back of that Subaru. We are seeing the battle for 4th and 5th between Talleyrand and Skyjacker. Skyjacker keeping a close eye on the rear of that Subaru ahead, as Talleyrand cannot make a single mistake with the pressure cooker on of Skyjacker very close behind. Matt Psycho in 6th. Jim is up to 7th with Turtle pitting. Turtle's gone into the pits. He's still in 8th at the moment. No, Electric now up into 8th. Oh, I didn't think Skyjacker was going to make that corner then. But he's done an absolute cracking job. But he's lost a bit of time to Talleyrand, and they both look like they're catching up, the Alien. With my mind's eye, I can see Homesick Alien there in the distance, and they do look to be catching them up. Matt Psycho's caught these guys up, only a couple of tenths, but it all counts. Like I said, if these get into a big humdinger of a battle, that will put Matt Psycho right in to the podium battle. Matt Psycho, he doesn't want to lose too many points to Racer Brown at this point. Racer Brown only 4 points ahead in the championship to Matt Psycho, but at the moment Matt Psycho down in 6th, Racer Brown leading the race, and that is a painful shot to take. So these two battling it out for 4th and 5th. Homesick Alien just trying to stay out of the way of that battle. He doesn't want to get sucked into that one. He's chasing Guesty down. He's 5 seconds behind. Doesn't seem to be making any inroads. Guesty last time around a 202.3, with Homesick Alien doing a 201, so he should be catching Guesty up. Guesty seems to, when his tyres are new, seems to have this a couple of laps where it takes him a while to get him down to his liking. Talleyrand there in 4th, only 3 tenths ahead of Skyjacker. This battle is getting very tight between Talleyrand and Skyjacker. Matt Psycho not making any inroads on those guys. 201.2 last time for Matt Psycho. It was a 2-minute .9 for Skyjacker and a 2-minute .8 for Talleyrand. So Matt Psycho maybe managing his car at this point. Jim in a solid 7th place. Turtle, we saw Electric going ahead of him in his pit stop, but Turtle is back into 8th place. Electric down into 9th. I don't know if he had a bad lap. Didn't seem to be, a 204. So it must have been just through the pit stops. Turtle got out ahead of Electric with Electric's 1 stopper. Pat there. He's only 4.5 seconds. There's a yellow flag. Where is that? Oh, Pat, Turtle's had an off. Turtle's had an off. Wow. He better hoped his car was ghosted, because he drove straight into Electric there. Come on, Turtle. You know we don't re-drail, we get re-enter like that. So Electric up into 8th. Turtle down into 9th. Pat in 10th. So Turtle and Pat together on the track in the same livery. Very nice. And Pat is catching up Turtle, so Turtle better watch out. Up ahead, though, what's the battle there with Skyjacker and Talleyrand? Talleyrand is under pressure for sure. Skyjacker definitely looks to be the faster car at the moment. at this point in the race as we're coming up to the last 10 minutes of racing. And has Talleyrand made a mistake? No, he's just covered himself off. Talleyrand doing an absolute stand-up job in his Subaru, protecting that 4th place from Skyjacker. Skyjacker coming back at him with the tow, but he can't get a run. He's tried that before in the very first lap. It didn't work for him, but he didn't try as hard as he did in the first lap. So Talleyrand still maintains that 4th, but this is definitely them two battling now. A 201.7 from Talleyrand, Skyjacker a 201.4. Matt Psycho already gaining a second on Talleyrand and Skyjacker because they're squabbling, and Homesick managing to edge away from him. He's not getting any closer to Guesty though. Guesty is a force to be reckoned with there. Possibly didn't have the pace of Racer Brown today, as Racer Brown just blew it away, didn't he? He's just absolutely chugged it. So Racer Brown destroying it today in the Subaru. Mountain Dew will be having to find some more money for that guy. Guesty, super job in 2nd place for Guesty. He's 5th in the championship, like I said, and he's going to close up on some people ahead of him. Anton Poika, I mean, Homesick Alien's finishing behind him, but only just behind him, so he's not going to gain too much on Homesick. Could gain on Matt Psycho quite a bit though, Guesty. So this is gonna shake that championship up. 3 times the score they're gonna get. So yeah, 2nd spot ahead of Matt Psycho's 6th. That's gonna shake it up very nicely. And Racer Brown's just gonna romp away with his table after this round. Homesick Alien then in 3rd. Great podium from Homesick Alien. He's 4th in the championship. He's 9 points behind Anton Poika. No Anton. Oh no, Homesick's messed it up. As I talk about him, these two battling away. Look at them side by side through Casio. Didn't think they could fit, but they do. But Talleyrand stays on top, ahead of Skyjacker. Matt Psycho halving the distance he was, 5 seconds ahead of him. Now he's 2.5 seconds behind him. I mean, 5 seconds behind him, now 2.5. Look at this, they don't want to concede. Skyjacker deep into the brakes on turn 1. Talleyrand more conservative on those brakes, back up alongside Skyjacker, but Skyjacker managing just to keep the lead from Talleyrand, and Skyjacker up into 4th. Talleyrand down into 5th, but Talleyrand's coming back at Skyjacker, and they are really costing each other. Look at that, 202.9 from Skyjacker last time round. Talleyrand at 203.0. They're having fun, but Matt Psycho now within 1.5 seconds of those bad boys ahead, and Homesick Alien definitely pulling away up to 4 seconds ahead of those guys, but he cannot keep on Guesty's pace. Guesty, unbelievable today. Skyjacker then, what a turnaround of a race for him. He was away in the last place on the first lap after a huge spin out from 2nd place pole. He got pole, didn't he? Guesty was 2nd. So yeah, I believe Skyjacker pole, Guesty pole. Well, he was out of Guesty, and Skyjacker was pole. I think Guesty was 2nd because Guesty had such an unbelievable start. And now Skyjacker from the back of the pack in 60 minutes, he's got himself up into 4th ahead of Talleyrand and chasing Homesick Alien down. And Homesick Alien's pace doesn't look too great. A 202.9. Is he concerned with fuel or something? He's not going as fast as he can go. And oh, Talleyrand looks like he's coming back at Skyjacker, but Skyjacker's just about got the edge there going into Casio, and Matt Psycho definitely looming large in the rear mirrors of these two cars. He's closing up nicely in his Subaru. This race ever getting better and better as it gets to the end. Racer Brown 12.6 seconds ahead of Guesty. Guesty 9 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien 4 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, who's only 3/10 ahead of Talleyrand, who's only 1.7 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Talleyrand going for another move. Oh, we've had a car bang, but they're both there. They've both survived. And these guys, I know they racing respect each other. And they've raced a long time together, so I imagine they can get away with a couple of things like that. It's like Skyjacker said in the pit stop, there is some people where you've raced them a long time where you know you can get away with things, and they do. It's not so much dirty driving. They know how each other races, stuff like that. You can't just go and bang doors with anyone. You've got to know them. So Skyjacker leading the way from Talleyrand. Talleyrand though hot on his tail, and look who's come to play. Matt Psycho right there in the best seat in the house, and there goes Talleyrand trying to get the position back from Skyjacker in the hairpin as we sit on board with 6th place and Matt Psycho. Jim in 7th, Electric back up into 8th ahead of Turtle. So Electric, that one stopper, is not doing too bad for him. No, Turtle's back into. We've got to go and look at this. Obviously Turtle and Electric are absolutely having a ding dong down here with Pat. Beautiful stuff. So we've got a battle there for 5th and 6th, and a battle down here for 8th, 9th and 10th between Pat, Electric and Turtle. What a ding dong. And Turtle there leading the way from these three. And who's going to gain anything? Barry's only 7.5 seconds behind these guys. If they slow down each other too much, so Electric and Turtle up a position. It's great to see these cars on track together. Beautiful stuff. Electric in 9th with Pat in 10th. Struggling there is Electric to get that traction down. Don't forget his tyres are a lot older than these guys around him. And Electric a bit late on the brakes there, and he's given Turtle a knock. He's had to back out of it, and that's given Pat the momentum to get up into 9th place. And now we see both the World Cancer Day cars together on track, which is beautiful. I've tried to go for a wider shot, but Pat's dropped back a little bit. So there they are. We've got to go back and look at the battle. It looks like Electric's ready to make a move on Pat. We'll have to quickly check out that battle for 4th and 5th. Oh, Skyjacker looking like he's wide, trying to stop Talleyrand from getting through. And is Skyjacker's tyres going away? He did pit first out of all of them, and it does look like Skyjacker is now struggling with a bit of grip. And Talleyrand trying to drive around the outside, and Matt Psycho is definitely involved in this battle. And Homesick Alien managing to run away. 4.8 seconds ahead of them, but he's 10 seconds behind Guesty. I think he's managing his car a little bit. And Skyjacker still ahead of Talleyrand. We thought Talleyrand had got the job done, and Skyjacker is definitely struggling with something out there, and I believe it will be grip. I think his tyres are a few laps older than Talleyrand's. Talleyrand and Skyjacker really are getting physical. Matt Psycho's just waiting for the opportunity as they head up to 130R. Skyjacker just staying ahead of Talleyrand, and Matt Psycho is right in there as well, late braking into the chicane up the side of Talleyrand. And now Talleyrand has a battle on both fronts, one at the front, one at the back, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. Turtle in that 8th ahead of Pat. Electric's dropped back from Pat, and he's only 1.7 seconds ahead of this man Barry Twin. So Barry Twin sticking in there, sticking with it, and he's found himself, he's catching up. Electric, that one stop, he might be fuel saving as well, you know, with only 2 minutes left. Wow, Racer Brown 13.7 seconds ahead of Guesty. Guesty's 11 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. That's your top 3. And this is the battle, though. This is the juice. This is the juice. We've been waiting for the squeeze. And Skyjacker 4th, Talleyrand 5th, Matt Psycho 6th. Matt Psycho 2nd in the championship, only 4 points behind Racer Brown, set to lose a load of points. He would love to get ahead of those 2 cars ahead of him, and the way they're racing, I'm surprised they haven't put each other off yet. It's been beautiful. Like I said, we know these two have been racing for a long time. They know what they can get away with on track with each other. And there goes Talleyrand, really late, really putting his car in there. And he's had to back right out of that one. I don't think that was a move. I just think that was a miss in the braking point. And now Matt Psycho is in 5th place, and he has to deal with Talleyrand. Skyjacker gets a breather. Skyjacker gets a moment to himself as we're on what could be the final lap. Matt Psycho finding a position, but Talleyrand is all up in his business. If we get on board with Talleyrand, but that flag is going to be out in 30 seconds, and Racer Brown, I think, is just crossing the line. So Racer Brown, he's gone across the line. He's on his final lap. There is Guesty. He's crossed the line with 20 seconds to go. So these guys are all going to have another lap. Homesick Alien will be gutted about that because his fuel is just about gone. There's 10 seconds on the clock. And you know what? Skyjacker, Talleyrand and Matt Psycho might have to go round again. And Talleyrand is really low on fuel. Homesick goes across, 2 seconds to go. Skyjacker, Talleyrand does go across, and that fuel cannot do another lap. I tell you, that fuel, and Matt Psycho makes it across as well, and Talleyrand's pulling over because he knows his fuel's just not going to make it. Oh, poor Talleyrand. And there goes Racer Brown leading the way from Guesty. Homesick Alien in 3rd. Skyjacker, his fuel's tight as well. Matt Psycho's got plenty of fuel. He needs to push Skyjacker probably enough to get to the end. Talleyrand having to turn everything down. Jim got across his line. Jim, you might... No, Jim's not crossed the line yet, sorry. Jim's your first finisher in 7th. Great race, Jim. Turtle, with that battle with him, Pat and Barry Twins now ahead of Electric. So Turtle bringing it home. Oh, they're quite a way away yet. It's not all done and dusted for Turtle. He's got that 8th at the moment. But he's got Pat looming large in his mirrors as they come through Casio. Turtle's still got to get it all right. Pat's having a look. He's getting very close here. Turtle in 8th, Pat in 9th. It looks great, the two cars together. The similar liveries as they cross the line. Beautiful stuff from the Beamer boys. Barry Twins crosses the line in 10th ahead of Electric, who's just finishing here in 11th. And here we go. Racer Brown comes towards the line to take a win. Take the win. It's Suzuka. Great stuff. Guesty comes home in 2nd. Skyjacker and Matt Psycho quite parted. So there... Oh, no. Guesty's made a huge mistake in Casio. Where's Homesick Alien? Homesick Alien's fallen behind too far. Oh, my word. That was nearly absolutely shocking. But Guesty comes home in 2nd, and Homesick Alien, oh, he was tight on fuel, you see, he had to slow right down, I imagine. Comes home in a podium position. Take a boo, my son. Skyjacker stays ahead of Matt Psycho for 4th, with Matt Psycho in 5th, and there we go, poor Talleyrand. Someone in his pit crew, he hired who Guesty sacked from the last race. So Talleyrand... cruising on home for a 6th place. 6th place when you haven't got all the fuel on board is not bad, I guess. So there is your race winner, Racer Brown, championship leader, and he's going to extend because, I mean, Guesty is down in 5th in the championship, so he's gained on a lot of guys there today as Racer Brown. This could be a crucial win for him in the Wrx Challenge Championship. Guesty, a great 2nd place. That's going to help close up when the drop scores come in. Guesty could be a force to be reckoned with in this championship. Homesick Alien, consistent as always, 4th in the championship, and he's going to jump ahead of Anton Poika after this round, with Anton Poika not being here, and he's got a couple of positions on Matt Psycho, so he's going to draw closer to Matt Psycho in the championship table. Skyjacker, what a drive for today for Skyjacker. It was a mental seeing him up there on pole, I believe, and then losing the car in the first corner and having to fight back to 4th. And yeah, what a classic race we've had on our hands. There is Racer Brown with a trophy and a reef. He's gone up 4 positions to take that win, and what a win it was. It's one of them. Could be crucial in this championship, with it being ×3 on the scoreboard as well. So we'll go back and have a look at those race results at Racer Brown. There, well done. He got the fastest lap as well, and he got the win. Great stuff from Racer Brown. Guesty in 2nd place. Had an absolute amazing start off the line. Got himself ahead of Skyjacker and led the race quite convincingly. in the first part, and then seemed to just sort of, I think, look after his engine a little bit maybe, and Racer Brown caught him up. And then it was all about Racer Brown after that. But Guesty, a great drive to second place. Homesick Alien, take a woo, my son. They're in the final podium position, a great third place for Homesick Alien, and some well-needed points against some of his closest competitors with no Anton Poika. Matt Psycho behind him. Skyjacker on a resurgence. The Skyjacker will be dangerous when the drop scores come in. He's missed a round. And, yeah, so Homesick Alien, a solid points again for that third place. Skyjacker, what a drive. Driver of the day, possibly today, for Skyjacker after dropping out to the back of the pack on turn 1. And what a fight back to get fourth. Matt Psycho in fifth, chasing down Skyjacker and Talleyrand in the end there. And Talleyrand's fuel woes gives Psycho that position. So Matt, a great drive today, and damage limitation, I imagine, for him. It didn't seem to have the pace in qualifying, struggling to get out higher than 8th place. So Matt Psycho, a great drive to 5th. Talleyrand, with those fuel woes, drops down to 6th. He was there looking like a definite podium today, was Talleyrand, but the fuel just didn't quite cut it for him. Jim, a great drive. He had some woes, but great drive back to 7th. He was up to 3rd at one point, dropped off the track, and had a great drive back to get 7th. Turtle in 8th, ahead of Pat in 9th. Barry Twins in 10th, and Electric, unfortunately, going for that one-stop strategy, but it didn't quite work out for him today. That was round 4 of the championship, and what a fun little battle that was. Let's have a look in the chat. Pat saying there was no planning involved in that finish. It looked great, though. Both you two, same liveries, crossing the line. Skyjacker saying, chuffed with that one, I imagine. Yeah, I'd get driver of the day for that if there was such a thing. Matt Psycho in the chat saying, great race, but I suck in these cars. Damn, man. Fifth. I wouldn't say you suck, but maybe you just haven't got what Racer Brown has got. He eats Weetabix, if that helps. And Mama Sykes saying, good racing, guys. Thank you, Thingy. That's my pleasure. And Matt Sykes saying, an hour-long test session. And Homesick Alien saying, great race, Racer Brown and Guesty. Yeah, they were on a different level today with Racer Brown and Guesty. Unbelievable stuff. I doff my cap, I raise my glass, and everything else, I don't know, pinch my ball, whatever it is that you do with your custom. Well done to those guys. So I was your broadcaster and your commentator. Oh God, I don't know. So many choices. Pat McGroin, thank you for tuning in and watching us here on the Virtual Racers Club channel. To keep up to date with all the tables of the championships that we run, please visit our website www.virtualracersclub.co.uk for all the updated tables after all the stewarding and such what. And through that website you can also go through to our Discord community and you can chat live with us, guys. We're all there. We all are very friendly. We don't bite. And even if you want to race, please come and join us. We always want fresh meat. So in the chat, we've see Homesick Alien saying, awesome comeback, Skyjacker. And Mama Homesick saying, I enjoyed that, lots of fun. Thanks for more great commentary, Thingy. Hey, all I can do is try my best. That's all I can do. And that was an absolute fun race. Like I've always said, the commentary is absolutely easy with these guys because they make it so exciting. I mean, it's good fun. Good, clean fun in a simulated environment. So thank you. I was your broadcaster, your commentator. What did I say? Phil McCracken or Pat McGroin? I think I was Pat McGroin. Yeah, Pat McGroin. I think I was Phil McCracken earlier, but Pat McGroin this time. So yeah, that's me. Thank you for joining us. We're live again, live all this weekend. We've got the team versus team, a team event on Saturday evening with some of the guys such as, I don't know, Turtle, Pat, possibly. I don't know the team that's racing, but yes, the VRC
rookie team, they call it, but I don't know. It's guys that you don't usually see in the top three out there. So, they're representing Virtual Racers Club in a little Mazda MX-5 race, 2 races at 2 different tracks. That's happening Saturday against the Amigo boys. So win, lose, or whatever, hopefully it'll be good fun to watch the guys out there battling it out. And then on Sunday we've got the Golf Cup, and that is turning into a very exciting one. And I'm looking forward to round 3 that's coming on Sunday, because that's at the BB Raceway, the little Baby Bean or whatever that it's called. And yeah, that's going to be tight as hell with those little Golfs, but they do go some. They've got some poke on them, so I think we're in for a treat on Sunday. Don't forget to miss out on that. Don't not miss out on that, or whatever it is. And then on Tuesday we are back with the Rivals. Thursday is a week off. Thursday you have a break. You've watched enough. Watch Mandalorian or Boba Fett. I can't remember what it's called. Book of Boba Fett, I think. Book of Boba Fett featuring Mandalorian a lot. So take that Thursday for yourself. And then on Friday, we're back again with the WRX Challenge and Tokyo Expressway. Let's have ourselves a little road race in these Scoobies. Why not? It's going to be crazy, and I imagine it's going to be wet. So join us then for next Friday. If you only catch one stream a week, then it's this one, WRX Challenge, and that's the one you want to watch. Thank you for joining us. All there is left to say is, I don't think there's anyone. Yeah. So thank you very much. Look after each other. Peace and love. Peace and love, y'all.